Crypto Market Overview. June 19th, 2025. The crypto market is consolidating after a turbulent week driven by macroeconomic caution, geopolitical unrest, and legislative movement in the US. Bitcoin is hovering around $104,300, holding support but struggling to push higher. Ethereum is trading near $2,500, also in a tight range. Altcoins remain mixed, with notable price action in XRP, Solana, and Cardano, each reacting differently to global and domestic catalysts. Altcoin focus: XRP, Solana, and Cardano. XRP is trading near $2.15, showing resilience despite recent global tensions. While most altcoins sold off heavily, XRP has stood out, even leading partial recoveries. Its recent performance is bolstered by growing institutional interest, with corporate treasuries reportedly accumulating positions. The Ripple versus SEC legal saga is leaning in Ripple's favor, and analysts are eyeing a potential spot ETF listing, which could propel XRP toward $5.81 by year-end if regulatory clarity continues improving. Solana, SOL. Solana is currently priced around $143, experiencing minor daily losses. It's facing technical pressure after failing to break its 50-day moving average, with support sitting near $140. Geopolitical tensions have exposed Solana's relative volatility, as lower liquidity makes it more sensitive to risk-off market sentiment. Still, Solana remains a favorite for institutional adoption, especially with the looming possibility of being included in upcoming crypto ETFs, which could reignite momentum. Cardano, ADA. Cardano is trading at 59 cents, down roughly 12% on the week. The price is teetering at a crucial support level, with a breakdown possibly sending it toward 50 cents. On-chain data, however, shows increased wallet activity and self-custody accumulation, indicating that long-term holders may be buying the dip. A particularly intriguing development is Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson's suggestion of a Cardano XRP integration, which, if realized, could be a game-changer for both ecosystems. Iran-Israel conflict. Crypto's global stress test. Geopolitical tension between Iran and Israel has rippled across global markets, with crypto facing a $160 billion drawdown in market cap over the last week. A notable event was a $90 million hack of Iran's largest exchange, NoBytex, by an Israel-linked group, which raised concerns about cyber warfare in digital assets. While traditional safe havens like gold gained, Bitcoin has remained neutral, neither acting as a risk-off hedge nor experiencing a mass sell-off. Altcoins, however, have been more vulnerable. Solana and Cardano were hit harder than Bitcoin, while XRP held up relatively well. Analysts suggest that further conflict escalation could either drive safe haven behavior toward Bitcoin or trigger broader risk-off behavior and liquidations across crypto markets. Regulatory landscape, Genius Act and beyond. In a major development, the U.S. Senate passed the Genius Act, a bill that creates a federal framework for stablecoins. The act requires full one asset backing, regular audits, and licensing through both state and federal agencies. This is a significant step toward regulatory clarity and market legitimacy, particularly for stablecoin issuers like USDC and USDT. Additionally, the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, FIT21, is progressing through the House. This broader legislation would clarify jurisdiction between the SEC and CFTC, something that could finally settle the security versus commodity debate surrounding assets like XRP, Solana, and Cardano. While the Genius Act could tighten rules around liquidity and compliance, it's expected to accelerate institutional adoption, particularly of assets with clearer legal status. Bull run. Paused but not over. The crypto market appears to be in a mid-cycle consolidation phase. Bitcoin is range-bound between $104K and $105K, while total crypto market capitalization hovers near $3.3 trillion, stuck below key resistance at $3.5 trillion. Bitcoin dominance remains high, around 64%, which typically precedes an altcoin season, a phase where major altcoins outperform BTC. However, geopolitical risk and Fed policy uncertainty have put the brakes on bullish momentum. Market expectations are still leaning toward rate cuts by Q4, which could reignite the bull run if confirmed. Despite the pause, the long-term outlook remains optimistic. Base case. Total market cap reaches $10 trillion by mid-2026. Bull case. Stretch target of $14 trillion if regulatory and macro conditions align. XRP, Solana, and Cardano are well positioned to lead the next wave, especially if ETFs and US regulatory reform come to fruition.